the verse? 14. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 13, Text 14. Yasho Bhagavata Baddha Pritena Shutale Punaha Niveshitadika Swargad Adhunaste Shwarad Iva Yaso Bhagavata Baddha Pritena Sutale Punaha Niveshitadika Adike Sargat Adhunaste Swarad Iva. Maharajis. Ya Bali Maharaj, Asho, he, Bhagavata, by the personality of Godhead, Baddha, bound, Pritena, because of favor, Sutale, in the kingdom of Sutala, Punaha, again, Niveshitaha, situated, Adike, more opulent, Shwargat, than he heavenly planet, Adhuna, at the present moment, Aste, is situated, Shwarat Iva, equal to the position of Indra. Translation, and there's no purport all the way, so I'll just stop there. With great affection, the personality of Godhead bound Bali and then installed him in the kingdom of Sutala, which is more opulent than the heavenly planets. Maharaj Bali now resides on that planet and is more comfortably situated than Indra. I have to read at least 20 for the purport, so I'll just say a few words. I will glorify Prabhupada. As you know the story of Bali Maharaj, he is a great devotee of Krishna, and he was bound, it's mentioned here, and he was taken down to the Sutala planet, and this planet is very opulent, like a heavenly planet. So he is residing there, Bali Maharaj. So sometimes, as devotees, we depend on Krishna for our deliverance. And Krishna is everything for a devotee. And that even though we may have somewhere in between on our heart to go to heavenly planets, maybe, but Krishna will purify us in time. Because spiritual world is nothing like heavenly planets. It's transcendental. So anyway, I'm going to tell stories. So Bhagavatam is the glories of Krishna. It's called the book Bhagavata. And there is devotee Bhagavata. Devotee Bhagavata is Srila Prabhupada. So when you associate with devotees, all they talk about is Krishna. So devotees are like Bhagavata, the scriptures. And Prabhupada never left us. For those who are sincere devotees, Prabhupada is still here for us, because Prabhupada lives in his instruction. Of course, physically he's not here. Sometimes we can appreciate someone more when they're actually not here, in separation. That is called viraha bhava. In fact, your love for someone, that you love them, is multiplied when they're not around you. Then you think of them, how they are. When they're with you, you don't feel that kind of feelings because you take for granted. So that is called viraha bhava. In separation, your love for Guru, for Prabhupada, for love for it increases, it multiplies. So Prabhupada, I was here when Prabhupada left the world, but Prabhupada, he didn't leave. Actually, every year, whenever we saw Prabhupada, we didn't feel like Prabhupada was going to leave. But every year, gradually, his health went. So the idea is that, like I said, Prabhupada is here, his instructions. And those who are sincere devotees, we can feel his presence right now. Like Prabhupada himself, he said when he went to America, he said that he could feel his presence of his Guru Maharaj, even though he was so far away from Vrindavan. So today, 1977 and today, how many years is that? 77 and 2004. Huh? 47 years. So 1977, I joined at the age of 6, that's 1973. Just a few years before. So it's gone like more than 50 years now, or 50 years. And those who actually been here when Prabhupada was here personally, there's a lot of changes in our Hare Krishna movement because Prabhupada personally is not here. And that's normal. Anywhere, when the actual person is not here, things get changed. That's how it is in this material world. But that streamline of Krishna consciousness, that is always intact. To those who think Prabhupada is left, Prabhupada hasn't left. He's still here in his Vani, instructions. And sometimes devotees, they have dreams of Prabhupada. So in 1977, when we used to see Prabhupada, we saw him like he's never going to leave us. We had that feeling when we saw him. So when we heard Prabhupada is not here, he left, it was very difficult for devotees at that time. And immediately there was hardship in the Hare Krishna movement. It is said that when a great person leaves the planet or leaves that place, that place become burdened with a heavy of karma or different things, weight, because something is missing. So we felt that. I can't explain it. When Prabhupada was here, when he suddenly took off, like suddenly left this planet, we felt like it was empty, like something not right. Everything, we had the deities, we have the temple, but it all was running because of that one person behind. And even today, everything that we have today in ISKCON is because of Prabhupada. We simply have to maintain what he gave us and expand it. So, Srila Prabhupada is the founder of ISKCON. He is the background of every devotee, that he is maintaining us. So we have to increase our love for Guru, the spiritual master. Your Guru Maharaj is there because of Prabhupada. If it wasn't for Prabhupada, you wouldn't have your Guru. So actually, everything we can give back to Prabhupada, all our oblations and our glories and our achievements. The achievement, he laid the foundation. Just like a building. Everything is done. And then you move in. Then you maintain that building. So ISKCON is Prabhupada's body. We simply have to expand it and take care of it. We don't have to do much. Just be part of it. Be part of Prabhupada's family. Prabhupada's family is the bigger than anyone can have in this world, their family. Srila Prabhupada's family. And every year is going, and we can see how we're getting more and more distance. But for those who are sincere, we're getting closer to Prabhupada. There's no distance. I remember when I was that young age, and I used to think the elderly people, 70, 80, I was jealous of them because they don't have very much time here. They can go back to Godhead. And I have to go through all my life to get to that stage. So, every stage of our life, if we can remember Prabhupada. Even if we forget Krishna, you can remember Prabhupada. But if you remember Krishna, because that's the instruction of Prabhupada. Prabhupada wants us to remember Krishna. That's his instruction. And our movement, they have so many differences, so many problems, maybe. You all know it. But we are here for Prabhupada. We are here for Krishna. We are here for ISKCON. We don't care what's... We simply follow the orders of Prabhupada. When Prabhupada came back to Vrindavan, he was attacked by Gundas in Vrindavan, in his room. In Vrindavan they have Gundas. They came and attacked Prabhupada. They said, Swamiji, you have ruined our culture, our Indian culture. You've given Brahmana and sannyas to Shudras and Mlechas, Westerners. They're shouting and shouting at Prabhupada. They surrounded him in Vrindavan in his room. And all his disciples were ready to pounce on them. Prabhupada said, wait! I will deal with it. They were shouting on him. He was sitting there on the ground, and they were shouting and shouting. Prabhupada didn't say anything. And then Prabhupada knows how to deal with that kind of situation. And he looked up and he says, I'm just following the instruction of my Guru. That's all he said. And all those gundas, they left the room one by one, head down. You understand? So if you follow the instruction of your spiritual master, that's all you have to do. Don't look here and there. Don't get distracted. This is going to be a test for us. How much you love Prabhupada? How much you love Krishna? That's going to be a test for us. like all of these kids. You are a small kid, born in a devotee family, then you are very serious about Krishna, then he turned 10, 20, then, I don't want to be Krishna conscious anymore. I want to have my own life. So that's going to be a test for you. The training we have in Krishna consciousness is going to be tested by Maya, by so many distractions of others who's going to try to take us away from Prabhupada. The first time I saw Srila Prabhupada, he was walking like this. His chest was up. And so I asked my teacher, he's pure devotee, Shuddha Bhakta, why is he so puffed up? His chest up like that. And my teacher said, first of all, you're very rude. How can you say that? You don't know what's he doing. Maybe you chest up, so you think of yourself like that. So he told me, his chest up, he's not looking down, he's looking up at Krishna. We can't judge. Prabhupada is so pure. In fact, every temple in ISKCON, Prabhupada's murti is facing the deity. That's how they have it. Srila Prabhupada's there and he's facing the deity. He wanted like that. Everywhere. You go to Los Angeles, the murti is here facing Rukmini Darkadish. Mayapur also, facing Radha Madhva. Mumbai, same. When Prabhupada was looking at the deity, when he's singing, his eyes were filled with tears. When he's singing Jai Radha Madhava. He can see all the things are going on around him, maybe all kinds of people, but his mind was always on Krishna. He's not affected by all the surroundings of wealth. People are giving him garlands up to his neck. He was thinking of Krishna, tears in his eyes. Somebody gave him big stack of dollars, money, while he was talking. And he was holding the money in his hand. And he was saying, Krishna is the owner of everything. He didn't care for anything material because he saw Krishna is the supreme everything. All the other things is nothing. And recently I told the story about this Prabhu. He just passed away, and he heard that Srila Prabhupada had a Rolex. And he wanted to come and steal that Rolex from his hand. So he went to Mumbai, and he saw Prabhupada was wearing the Rolex. Before he can open his mouth, Prabhupada said, you want my Rolex here? He knew he wanted his Rolex. He was very attracted by his. Prabhupada knew this guy is here for that. He said, no, I don't want Rolex, I want to serve you. And then Gurujan Prabhu told me, somebody gave Prabhupada, he gave Prabhupada a ring. Sometimes they have a ring with gold around it and a diamond in the middle. So they were on a morning walk, and next day, the guy next to him, he was wearing that ring that he gave to Prabhupada. So he said, who gave you that ring? He said, Prabhupada gave me. Prabhupada only wore for a little while and gave it away. He was very detached. So we can learn from Acharya. Everything that we have today is all Prabhupada's mercy. ISKCON is his manifestation of his mercy. We are attracted to material things. So when you serve Krishna, Krishna will give you abundant material things. He's testing you. Do you love me or you love all those things? Along the way, they're waggling different things. Idhar aao, udhar aao. You got to keep going that direction towards Krishna. When you join the Hare Krishna movement, our aspiration is to become a good devotee and go back to Godhead. Gradually, 1 year, 2 years, we get initiated. After some time, we start thinking of other things. We forget why we came here for. We start to think about, becoming a president or, building a house in Mayapur and and so many other aspirations. Becoming comfortable here. So these are all tests. How much do we actually love Prabhupada? See, Prabhupada was very renounced. Even Krishna himself is renounced. In fact, one of his qualities as Bhagavan is renounce. He has Dwarka, but he goes to the forest and lives in the forest with his cowherd boys, eating some chira, flat rice, and fruits. And he's not even eating it. Cowherd boys are eating, he's watching. So the most attractive quality is renunciation. Sadhu. In India, sadhus, they're attracted. Rich people, they're attracted to sadhus. They wear saffron, very simple. Could they also want to be like that, but they can't. You see Lord Ramachandra. He was in the forest for 14 years. He could have not go there. He could have diverted the curse. He's Bhagavan. He's not bound by any curse. But he went there 14 years in the forest. Here, if you go to I don't think they have any forest here. Cut all the trees. How are you going to survive? You bring your special boots and your gear, all tent, and all the things. And he lived like a king in the forest. Lord Ramachandra. So Prabhupada, same. Prabhupada didn't have anything, but Prabhupada had Krishna with him. He has Prabhupada with him. He has his Guru Maharaj with him. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that is the wealth. So Prabhupada, he lives in the heart of all the devotees. He lives in the instruction that he left with us. Sometimes devotees ask me, did Prabhupada give you some intimate, special instruction? Yeah, I said yes. Follow the 4 regulatory principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. Chanting 16 rounds. You can't get any better than that, the instructions. Isn't it? Everybody knows that's if you love Prabhupada, follow those instructions. And Prabhupada said, you just have to follow the 4 regular principles, chant 16 rounds, take prasadam, you can go back to God. It's so easy. So easy. But every time I talk to a devotee, they always say, oh, I have this problem, I have that problem. Can you have some time for me? I have this problem. Prabhupada said, there is no difficulty. What is the difficulty? He's given us everything. You don't need to go to the forest and sit and meditation. You see, all these girls here, so young, everyone so attentively listening, sitting. This is the mercy of Prabhupada. Prabhupada's mercy, we have this Hare Krishna movement. I've been in Hare Krishna movement now about 50 years now. And I've been to so many ISKCON temples. Yesterday I was in a devotee's house and his son was saying, how many countries have you been? I couldn't believe it. I've been to so many countries. He was writing down, oh, it's the capital of this country. I've been there. It wasn't for Prabhupada, who would we be? If you want to go to America, if there is no ISKCON, you have to take so much money with you. Find a hotel, this and that. You save up for years to go for a holiday, on a tour, a trip. I've been all over the world. I didn't pay a cent. ISKCON temple. They pick me up, prasadam, everything arranged. Just had to pay my ticket. Nowadays everybody pays my ticket. Get your wallet out for my next trip. It's all Prabhupada's mercy. Prabhupada said ISKCON temples are the oases of the spiritual world. Everywhere you go, there's a Hare Krishna temple. You can go to Russia. I've been to Russia. Moscow. There's a big Hare Krishna temple there. You can get your Indian khana, chapati, everything. Because ISKCON temple's there. And I was saying, so many places I've been to, and here in Melbourne, this is the most opulent temple in ISKCON. Just today I was in the Brahmacharya ashram, and I was eating mango. And then somebody walked with a big box of mango. They said, oh, and I said, okay, cut it up. Let me have one. It's already offered. Somebody donated. So whenever you walk in the ashram, there's always prasadam there. First class prasadam. People always donating. This is the mercy of Prabhupada. If you're not devotee, where are you going to eat? You go to Indian restaurant, one chapati is 70 cents, and maybe more. Palak paneer this much, $5, even more actually, $10. And you're saying, yeah. Today's half-day fast, sorry. All Prabhupada's mercy. And I remember in Mayapur, I told you before, when I first joined, there was only 12 devotees. 12 only. Now they have 1,200 or more. So they made 12 plates of prasadam. 12 plate. Rice, dalsa, very basic. And then they went to the door, all waiting outside anxiously for lunch. They're going, Prasadam! Some American Mataji. And then we come in, so I look all the plate, which one has more? They're all the same. And they said, sorry, there's no second, no third. That's it. But when you saw Prabhupada for the first time, we forgot to eat. We didn't care food or austerity because of his smile, Prabhupada's smile, the way he walked, the way he looked, the way he was putting each other. So elegant. One time he was giving a Bhagavatam class. I heard this story. Maybe not Mayapur, somewhere. So he was saying, you all have to surrender to Krishna 100% if you want to go back to Godhead. And he was telling again and again. All the devotees, they all had their head down like this. Because he knew if these people don't surrender 100%, then Prabhupada, he reduced it. And then he says, okay, 80%. And everybody said, Jai Prabhupada. And still they had their head down. Right? So he still was hammering, okay, 80%. Then class was over. So he took his chadar and he was walking. And he took his chadar to the back like this. And then he said, 75%. And everybody said, Jai Prabhupada. So Prabhupada can minimize, can make a concession for all of us. So sometimes people say, oh, how can you white people go on the altar and do puja? Yes, you can, Prabhupada's mercy. Everything Prabhupada did, he consulted Krishna. Because he's in contact with Krishna. Even when I got initiated, what's your age now? Your age? 9. At the age of 9, I got initiated. He should be initiated. But that time they didn't have exams. It's all the mercy. So when I walked up, Prabhupada looked at, everybody looked up. He said, this kid is not eligible. He's too young. I have the video. I'm not making up. So when I walked up, even Prabhupada said, oh, where is Jayapataka? Where is Bhavananda? And inside my heart I was praying, please, no managers here. So Krishna put them all away. There's no one there. So then Prabhupada closed his eyes. I was watching everything he did. When he closed his eyes, and then he opened his eyes. Now, why he closed his eyes suddenly? Like if I'm talking with you, I close your eyes, then I just say, so should I do or not? And he said, karo. You just have to do that. You don't have to keep your eyes closed for a long time. It's just a matter of second, because Prabhupada's with Krishna all the time. So he closed his eyes and he opened his eyes. And then what he said after that, I remember everything he did. He said, never mind. Krishna must have said, give this guy initiation. That's why I'm here today. Because it's Krishna's mercy and Prabhupada's mercy. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. By the mercy of Guru, one gets the creeper of devotion. And by the mercy of Krishna, one gets the Guru. There's connection there. So, it's all the mercy of Prabhupada. Think, I am now the president of ISKCON Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. I am the president of Los Angeles. I am the main cook of Melbourne Temple. I am the head pujari. I'm the best Mridanga player. Everybody look at me. I sing so nicely. No, you're not. I sing better than you. No, we're always arguing. You have no idea. The first time I took up that Mridanga, I was going banging it, and everybody loved it. No Mridanga lesson, no mantra. They put their Mridanga down, they're just looking at me instead of like how the guy is playing. Everybody. So the main thing is his enthusiasm, utsaha. Now we play fancy and all these things. And he chant, Hare Krishna. He says too much, and by the time you run out of your air, and then he says Krishna. Right? Krishna. Those days, if you look at the videos, Prabhupada was personally here. Why do you think I was dancing like a pagal? Because this is how they used to do when Prabhupada was here. Srila Prabhupada was sitting on the Vyasasan, and I've seen here in Melbourne Temple, some of these Maharajas, they're looking at the deities, they're on the phone, and they're walking out, they're scratching their head, and they're looking at the sari, am I wearing it nicely? All this drama going on at the back. If Prabhupada was actually sitting there, he wouldn't be doing that. And Prabhupada had big this rose petal, what do you call that? Vase. People would give him. Big vase. And he used to keep it on the side. And he was waiting. When they said, Jaya Prabhupada, so loudly, no one's feet was touching the ground. Everybody's in the air. He threw that in the air, that vase. Not one person got any of it. It just disappeared in the air. Because they all took it and ate it, whatever. And then, after Guru Puja, we sat down for Bhagavatam class. And we wear our best clothes. Prabhupada's here. You know what happened? Your dhoti, your sari, stained from flour, from the ground. People that step on the flour, you can't, your dhoti and your beautiful sari gets stained from the flour. You can't take it off. So my dhoti was stained for years. I wish I kept that dhoti now. All stained from the flour, from dancing. No one is thinking, oh, my dhoti. Now we are thinking, oh, before I go to the temple, to make off. And so many things. When Prabhupada was here, we only thought of Prabhupada. We didn't think of, Pushadam or anything. In fact, I will tell this story. They were making best Shandesh. Is a Brajabashi at the back. He makes Sandesh and Rasagula for Radha Vallabha. Now Sandesh is a Bengali sweet. So they were making Sandesh for Prabhupada. So they would put silver and gold on top. Yeah, it's a really good Sandesh. And they were not like these ones. They were thick. In the middle there was something like a sandwich was made of Sandesh. I had my eyes on that, like that Prabhu had eyes, Prabhupada's Rolex. I had my eyes on the Sandesh. So, in olden day, Prabhupada Vyasasan, behind Prabhupada Vyasasan was the Pujari room. They used to make the sweets and keep there for Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was there in Mayapur, so they made the best Sandesh. I won the lottery that day because the Pujari room door was open. So I went in, I took all the sandesh. You know, I had them in my bead bag. Because the sandesh is not like rasgulla, because they don't have any juice. They're dry sweets, but so good. And behind Prabhupada, behind the temple, old temple, if you walk all the way at the back, there is a walkway. So I would eat them before the last person comes. Because I see the last person way back there. Sandesh is not easy to eat fast. They get stuck in your throat, isn't it? So I was trying to eat, and I didn't have any water, so they were still stuck. And I'm trying to jump at the same time. So that day, those sandesh was meant for Prabhupada to distribute to the guest during the Guru Puja. And the sandesh were missing. Big trouble. So the words are out, who took the sandesh? Nobody knew that I took. Nobody. I was even praying to Krishna, please, I'm finished. And no one dared to even think that someone will keep prasadam in the bead bag. I had it in my bead bag. So this is what happened. So people are coming. So they desperately, quickly made sandesh for Prabhupada. So people are coming to offer flower to Prabhupada, like we did today. So they are all going, and it was my turn to offer flower to Prabhupada. And why are you laughing? I didn't look at Prabhupada's face. I was like, the flower. He knew this guy took the sweets. He knew. Sadhus, they know it. So I put the flower like this. I couldn't look at his face directly. Prabhupada tried to get the attention, but I was like, but his blessing is onto me. If in ordinary people would chastise me, but he knew this is the guy I took, but we have to do double service for Prabhupada now, because we did mischievous for Prabhupada. We have to make sure that we please Prabhupada. And this is a story I'm telling of Prabhupada, a memory of Prabhupada. And we have up to 10 o'clock. You want to hear some stories, Prabhupada stories? Okay. Yeah, that's the initiation story I just told you. So one day, everybody had a duty. So when Prabhupada would come to Mayapur, they bought Prabhupada 3 cars, ambassador. One was Mayapur and to come to Mayapur from Calcutta. One was in Mumbai from airport to temple, and Vrindavan to come from Delhi. So 3. So in Mayapur, my job was to clean the car, Prabhupada's car. So this ambassador was brand new. They had a big tilak on top and the bonnet, and Prabhupada handled I.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So my job was to clean the car. And it's very quick to clean the car. So I would clean at least 5 times, just to make sure it's really clean. So clean it, and then wash it, clean again. Not machine, by hand. And then so shiny. And then Prabhupada would go somewhere the next day. And then, so we run behind when you get in the car. So one day, they was having a Pandal program. This place is called Chakdaha. You know, Chakdaha is a place on the way to Calcutta. Very big place. They're having a big program, Pandal program. And I'm from Santipur. So I knew that area well. So they said, we need some Gurukul boy who knows the place. So I got to ride with Prabhupada in that car. So it was Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, and Hare Prabhu. So when you got there, you know how many people waiting for Prabhupada to come? Guess. Guess how many people? Huh? 50,000. 50,000 people waiting, maybe even more. You can see waves of people. Waves. So they had a stage. Prabhupada walked in like that, and all the disciples, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, Brahmananda, Guru Das, many, his disciples. And then Prabhupada walked up the top stage. And then so his sannyasi disciples sat the next level down. So everybody expected Prabhupada to speak. He didn't speak. So he asked Tamal Krishna Maharaj to speak in English to the crowd. And he got Jayapataka Maharaj to translate in Bengali. And his Bengali was like, even I can understand. At that time I was learning maybe. But he was really fired up. Oh, Krishna Bhagavan Bolache. Like, he was talking like he knew everything so well. 50,000 people in Bengal, in India, they're talking always. Even here, that's why he said, hey, everybody quiet. They talk so much in India, bus, train, everywhere. 50,000 people went quiet. Nobody was talking. Everybody was looking. How can this white man, American, can speak Bengali? They don't understand, but they're just shocked to see what he's talking. And what he's saying is just the fact that he was talking, something made sense of it, and he was like, Ki bolche? Like, what's he saying? 50,000 people quiet in India, this never happens. So that's the story, that Prabhupada, he had the power to attract the people to come to Krishna. Prabhupada went to America because his Guru Maharaj told to go to America and come back to India with Westerners. So when Indians saw the Westerners chanting Hare Krishna, said, oh, what we are doing? Then they took up. That was the idea. Now here in Melbourne, we don't have any white people here. Maybe one or two. Originally, when I first came here, 1985, I came here. I was the only one Indian. So I grew up in ISKCON with foreigners and with Prabhupada. So Prabhupada's mercy is unlimited, like the ocean. And he knew these people may not continue, maybe, but he still gave his blessings because for the time being, he blessed them. In the future they go away, doesn't matter. And you want to hear more stories? Prabhupada. We still have a bit more time. And I told the story before. So when Prabhupada used to come to Mayapur, everybody had a duty. So they would be counting the days when Prabhupada is arriving. Like if Devamrita Maharaj comes here, or Sankarshan Prabhu, your Guru Maharaj, nobody would even talk about it. We used to go to the airport to do kirtan, dance at the airport when Guru is arriving. So when Prabhupada was coming, 6 months before, 6 months, sometimes when Guru comes out, when are you going to leave? We're asking that kind of question. So when Prabhupada came 6 months before we were planning his arrival, they paint the temple and make new gardens and make a new road. So it was, we are counting the days, 1 month. Prabhupada's coming in 1 month. And then, wow, 1 week Prabhupada's coming. We are so excited. So they made a plan. We had a big meeting. Who's going to do what? So when Prabhupada would come, they had one boy have to go far away and make sure that the car that's coming, there's Prabhupada in it. So they could immediately get ready at the gate. So that was me. So when you come out of the gate, you go all the way down towards Chaitanya Mahat, and the road would turn. Previously they had a big banyan tree there. So my job was to go there with a red flag. So if I see in the car, Prabhupada's here! Wave the flag at the gate so they could get ready. And so I went there. So I was under this banyan tree. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, half an hour. 1 hour, nobody was coming. So long, 1 hour. You know, if you're a small kid, 1 hour is too long. Like you're crazy. Then I was thinking maybe he's not coming. He changed his mind. All this thought. And I thought, oh, it would be a good time to sleep because banyan tree is very cooling. We woke up 3:30 in the morning and so tired. I have to go to sleep. Actually, already 2 hours went by. So I just went to sleep. I just about to like nod off, like sleep. I heard this sound. Hey, wake up! That was Tamal Krishna Maharaj. I need to give my voice for tonight. He was poking with the danda from the car. I said, Prabhupada! So I was running behind with a red flag. They saw at the gate. So there's 3 cars. So 1 car in the front, and Prabhupada's car in the middle, the ambassador. It's all decorated flowers. And there's 1 flower, Bengal, very famous. It's called Rajnigandha. It's long, and you can bend it, full of fragrance, white. So they made garland out of that. Big garland like this around the car and like that. So it was decorated, and big in the front it had big vases, roses. And Prabhupada was in that car, and in the front and back. And then we were running behind Prabhupada. Yeah. He couldn't go too fast, and the roads are not that good. So we got to the gate, and Prabhupada came out of the car. I had another duty. I had a basket of rose flower, and my friend Dorkadish, he's in LA now. He had a basket of rose petals. So I was on his left, and he was on his right. So our job was to, when Prabhupada lifted his feet, we had to sprinkle the rose. So when he landed, his feet should be on the rose. Understand? So we had like this the whole time, all the way from main gate to the Lotus building. So that was my first time of seeing Prabhupada, 1974. So nice that time. And so these are memories of Prabhupada. And one time we are going to Kumbh Mela. This is Jayapataka Maharaj's story. So we are going to meet Prabhupada in Kumbh Mela, 1977. And on the way, we had bus full of devotees. Jayapataka Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Bhavananda, Guru Kipa, I can't remember all the name. All the white devotees. Bus from Navadip, we went to Prayag. On the way, we stopped the bus at night. And everybody went to sleep. So we had one person stay up all night and guard the bus. And that was Jayapataka Maharaj. Because he spoke Hindi, broken Hindi. So in the morning, he says the bus was attacked at night by dacoits. But they heard the white people, the Americans in the bus. They have a lot of money. So when the dacoits attacked the bus, we didn't know, we were all asleep. Jayapataka Maharaj preached to them. He said, we are sadhus, we don't have money. So he ended up selling them books in Hindi. Yoga Ki Purna Katha. You know that book, Yoga Ki Purna Katha? Perfect answer, perfect yoga. That book. And he told us the story the next day. So we went to Kumbh Mela. Our job was to sing Gitar Gan. There's one small book in Bengal. It's called Gitar Gan. You know that book? It's all, Prabhupada wrote that book, Bhagavad Gita, into Bengali. So we used to sing that. So we had a few Gurukul boys. So our job was to sing that Gitar Gan to Prabhupada every day in his tent in the Kumbh Mela. So we got to meet Prabhupada many times in Mayapur. So it's not that we get intimate instructions, but that little bit of association with pure devotee can give us enlightenment whole life. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi. It's mentioned in all the scriptures, the Sadhu Sangha. Lava Matra is a little bit of association with sadhu. Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hai. That you can get all the siddhis or perfections, success in life. I have all the success. If I want to go somewhere, I can go. Close my eyes, can be there. If people just buy my ticket. So Prabhupada's mercy is unlimited. Unlimited mercy. We're not here to look faults in others. We're here because we want to here to please Prabhupada. We're here to please Radha Ballabha. We're here to please Vaishnava. We're here to please your Guru. See it that way. Then your path is cleared. But you're going to be tested on the way to go back to Godhead. How much you love your Guru Maharaj. It's not a matter of a show. When Guru comes, you offer them flower. But Guru is here in his Bani, instructions. Your Guru Maharaj, Lokanath Maharaj in India, he hasn't even come to Melbourne. But you follow his instruction. You are being with him as good as being with him by following his instruction. If your husband goes to work every day, how do you know he's not talking to other ladies? How do you know all the things he does? We don't know. But we presume that they are good. And they are good. So similarly, how do we know we leave the temple and we are actually following the instruction or not? You're not checking on us. You go to work, and maybe you go have a sandwich, or who knows what you do. So the test is on us. Are we actually maintaining the vows that we took to our Guru? Krishna is watching us. I'll finish with this Laddu story. All my stories, if you ask, it's not very deep stories. It's all related to prasadam. Sorry. Wherever I go, I ended up with the foodies in the kitchen. If people call me, like me and Jai Sachi were similar. People always call, if they want some food, they call me, because I arrange from the kitchen. So we have the blessing from Prabhupada. So, when people used to come and see Prabhupada in his room in Mayapur, Prabhupada had a white bed sheet, like when you buy your sari and clothes in India, they have a white bed sheet, and the guy is sitting there, big belly, they're sitting there, legao, that kind of people. Iska daab do, give him a coconut, big belly like this. So, Prabhupada had this gadi, and he'd be sitting there. And behind Prabhupada's room, his Vyasa-san, there was a jar full of what? Full of coconut laddus. That's my favorite sweet. Nobody here can make it because you need date gore and it has to be in the winter. Here's always winter, but there's no date gore here. So I wanted that whole jar to take the jar. So like that Prabhu, he wanted to steal the Rolex from Prabhupada. So I made a plan to steal the jar from Prabhupada's room. Yeah, the whole jar. So every day I would see when Prabhupada go in, when he come out, like this. So Prabhupada would go to Bhagavatam class. That's the only time he's not there, but they had a chokidar there. So I thought maybe I can climb the building, like a Tarzan movie. So it's not easy to get to the third floor. So I really wanted the coconut laddus. I made so many plans. So then somebody said, your mother's making those coconut laddus. That's going to be easy to get it because you just go to your mother, she'll make extra. So I went up to see my mother in the kitchen, dedang, dedang. I went there. I said, I asked her, you making coconut laddus for Prabhupada? I saw the jar behind in his room. He said, yeah, I make the coconut laddus. And that's for distribution for Prabhupada to give to the guest. I said, can you make like another jar for me? Some extra. And she was so angry. She said, you are a demon. I said, do I look like a demon? I don't have a teeth. He said, you're a demon. How can you talk like that? I'm making laddus strictly for Prabhupada, not for you. I said, come on, I'm your son. Have some sympathy. He said, no. Go away. This laddu is strictly for Prabhupada. I said, okay, fine. Everybody was so cruel those days. Now people are very softened. People call up, can you save me a plate? Oh, yeah, sure. Those days, no way. So I made a plan that I'd go see directly Prabhupada. And I'm going to ask him for the whole jar. And he's a sadhu, and I'm going to surrender to him whole life. He will give me. So I had this plan. So I found out that Prabhupada is giving darshan at 5 o'clock. Guest is there. I said, that's the worst time, because his guest is, all the guests there, he's going to give the coconut to the guest, not to me. So I said, I'll go see him at 4 o'clock. So I went to see him at 4 o'clock, going up the steps, da-dang, da-dang, very excited. And then there's one guy there at the door. He said, where are you going? Stop! I want to see Prabhupada. Come back at 5 o'clock. It's not the time. I didn't tell him I want coconut laddus. He said, please, like, I really want to see him. I don't want to see with Prabhupada, with other people. Just want to see him privately. Just want to ask him some, questions about Krishna and where I came from, why I suffer, some intimate questions. He said, no way, come back at 5 o'clock. And he was very heavy. And he wouldn't let me in. So this back and forth, 10 minutes went. And he was very heavy. Before when I came to Australia, I was a salesperson. I would talk till they just buy the product and let me go. Just to get rid of me, they buy the thing, which is sell for the temple. So I was just talking. So I went on the floor, rolling on the ground. I was only very young. And he is very strong, like a brahmachari. And he can see these kids like rolling on the ground. He said, go see Prabhupada. I got up and said, thank you, Krishna. I want to see Prabhupada. I was so happy. Just the room from discussion went from there where the deities are. It's very near. So Prabhupada could hear everything, what is going on at the gate. So like I said, so Prabhupada was sitting there like this, like a sari salesman, big belly. He doesn't have a belly. He was sitting there, what do you want? So there's 2 doors. In India, all the doors have 2 doors. One is the door that the mosquitoes don't come in. They have the screen door and the main door, the wooden door. So wooden door is open, so that's why he could hear everything. So he was sitting there for me. He was already sitting there. He knew this guy is coming. I opened the door. I don't know when was the last time they put oil in the door. And he made all this noise. And I opened the door. And then I walked in. And you're supposed to say the mantra. Nama Om. It's a very long mantra. I couldn't hardly wait, finish the mantra quickly. I want the laddu. I can't, too impatience. So I got down and said, Nama Vishnu Mata Krishna. Very quick. I didn't say it. I just like a machine gun. Finish. And I got up. Laddu, please. And I could see the jar was full because it's 4 o'clock. The guest hasn't come. The jar is all full. He hasn't given any way. So I thought maybe he's going to give me the whole jar. That was my plan. And so he is very smart. Prabhupada was really smart. He took the whole jar, kept it on his lap, because he knew maybe he knew I'd take it all, run away or something. Because another door next to him is open. Take it, run through that door. So he didn't trust me. He had every reason to be like that because I was stealing, he knew. So he kept it on his lap like this, his hand around the jar. And he took one and gave me one. I was thinking, oh no. This is what I was expecting, the whole jar. He gave me one. I was thinking, you think you're smart, I'm also smart. So I went out. At least 5 times I came back. Because he was giving every time. He could have said, I already gave you, go away. But he kept giving. So I kept 5 times. I had 5 laddus. They're quite big. So that's almost like a half a jar. Not really. So I had 5 coconut laddus from Prabhupada's hand. Srila Prabhupada ki. So, his mercy. I didn't have to steal. But he knew maybe you'll steal. Or because I did stuff like that. I did a lot of stealing, prasadam. Because they used to make me take all the prasadam from the temple on a rickshaw to the main kitchen. I said, I'll volunteer, I'll take it, no worries. So me and another friend, we taken a rickshaw, there's open rickshaw, cakes, all the things, Janmashtami time. On the way is my room. So I would transport some of the stuff on the way. So Prabhupada knew this guy was stealing all the bhoga, all the prasadam. So he didn't trust me, so he was just giving me one. So that's the coconut laddu story. So I have a lot of stories like that, Prabhupada stories. I have another story I'll tell you next time. Otherwise, I'm letting you all the stories out, then I don't have the stories for next time. You have any questions? So today is that's the special day, 1977, when Prabhupada left his body. And the day he left his body, we are in Mayapur. We heard he left his body. So after Mangalarati, they're making an announcement. Each person they came up, they all start crying. They couldn't say that Prabhupada left. They got too soft. And we knew that what he's going to say. And so, Subhag Maharaj, he was very strong. He said, last night Prabhupada left his body. He said it without crying. And we all like, we were kids. And we didn't eat for the whole day. And we were so, they were telling stories and classes, and whole week we were having a program for the villagers, a feast and for Prabhupada. So actually, like I said before, Prabhupada, we didn't feel like Prabhupada left. Because every time we saw him, he looked pretty well off. And suddenly in 1 year, he got very sick. Even 1976, he was getting sick. He couldn't come down for a lecture or Pandal program because they said he was. So we had this mantra every temple, oh dear Radha Krishna, please, if you wish, if you wish, let Prabhupada live longer. We had a mantra like that. Every temple we had to say this after they opened the curtain. And even so, when Prabhupada was living, so the whole idea of living in this world, this is what I want to say it before I finish the class, that Acharyas, they come down here, they have a mission. Their mission is to learn how to die. They said, what? You're telling me how to die? How to die? But that's what they come here for, how to die. How to die means we are preparing at the time of death how we are going to actually remember Krishna. And Prabhupada, he was leaving the body preaching about Krishna. They asked Prabhupada, can we film you when you're leaving this body? He said, yes, I want to tell the world, show the world how to leave this body. Even at the time of death, on the deathbed, I'm preaching Krishna consciousness. And some of his last words, he said about coming to Mangalarati. He said, rising early in the morning, taking a shower, come to the temple. Anybody does that here? We haven't heard it before, right? You know about rising in the morning, right? You never heard? Yeah. You heard about Mangalarati before? Yeah. There's something called Mangalarati. Yeah. So, Prabhupada's last words, he said, we don't, like I hardly hear because I have to come from far away. But if I'm here, I'll be here. Whole program. And there's 3 girls here, no, 2 girls and 1 boy. They're here every day. Hey, I'm talking about you. You and you and you. There's 3. Every day they're here. And I spoke to Mataji, their parents. They said they don't really want to come. They make them come. Right? They force them. So you have to raise your children Krishna consciousness, so the children will make you Krishna conscious. If you train them that way. If you train them, so when they are kids, you can bend them towards Krishna. Otherwise, oh, mommy, I want to go eat in the McDonald's. You have to train them to come to temple, take prasadam. That's how I was trained in the Gurukul. I never got to sleep in. I'll finish this last story. So, there was 5 boys, including me, 4. They're American boys, 1975. And my job was to take care of them. Because I was strong. I said, anyone who touches you, these Bengali boys, they're going to get in big trouble. So they're all under me, those American boys. So they are in one room. So there was one boy, Prabhupada liked him very much. So I always gave them the plan, because I was really good at making plan. So I told him, listen, we have to get up every day at 3:30, and we never get enough prasadam. And plus, if you get up for Mangalarati, they make us and if you don't get up for Mangalarati, they cut your meal. First English word I learned, no Mangalarati, no prasadam. So he said, I told him, let's sleep in. And Prabhupada likes we go see him directly and ask for prasadam. He said, that's a good plan. So we went to a garden, Radhamadhava garden, and we slept in. Woke up around 8 o'clock and quickly took shower, went to see Prabhupada. And so we followed him. His name is Dorkadish. So he was in the front, and he told Prabhupada, we had to sleep in. If we didn't sleep in, we never got enough sleep. And if we sleep in, they cut our prasadam. Because they always have one guy at the gate. If you didn't come for Mangalarati, they check your name. And then they said, you weren't here. So we hated that guy. So then, one American guy, lucky we all have Indians, you're all very nice. Americans are too tough. There's too much Krishna consciousness. You can be more relaxed. So anyway, that time was like that. So then, he said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, they didn't give us food to eat. We have to sleep in to please help us. Prabhupada said, oh, and his eye went like this. You can see some pictures of Prabhupada, his eyes like this. Maybe that's one of them. He said, oh, no prasadam? I didn't understand what they were saying because I didn't speak English. Then he says, call for Pankajanga Jananibas. Where were Pankajanga Jananibas? Call for them now. Give these boys prasadam now. And we're like really happy. Give them halava. We never saw halava. What is halava? Once a year. In Melbourne temple, you can make wall out of halava. There's so much halava here. There we never saw it. So give them halava. Muri, you know muri? Muri. Puff rice. With cashews and coconut. Very fancy. And give them puris. Plain puris made out of plain flour. You will never see. Only in heavenly planets. And Mayapur. And sabji with paneer in it. And something else. Feed them now, right now. And they had excess. And we were eating. And we had our fingers were all full of ghee. We never saw ghee before. We were cooking for Radha Madhava. And we were so happy. And Prabhupada Prabhupada fed us directly that day. So, that's another story I just told you. You're writing it down? That's the prasadam story. So Srila Prabhupada is always very kind on the children. So we have to make sure they're Krishna conscious. If you don't make them Krishna conscious, these children, when they grow up 20 and they get family and they're going to bye-bye, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. No. We still need to be Krishna conscious. This is the training you got when you're young age. I'm here because I got that training. I could have said Hare Krishna bye-bye many years ago, like many of my friends did. But we're here, like I said before, we're here for Prabhupada. We're here to please Prabhupada. We're here to please of Krishna. Okay, so be strong about it. Be loyal to Prabhupada. Like Prabhupada is so kind. Okay? Hare Krishna. So that's the essence of the talk, that loyalty to Prabhupada, loyalty to Guru, and don't be distracted. Stay on the path of Krishna consciousness, no matter what. Life is short. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Gaur Nitai ki jai. Jagannath Baladev Devi ki jai. Hare Krishna.
stop it.
Stories.
I was expecting Prabhupada would chastise you. Hey, you stop.
He never did. Only the devotees did.
Devotees.
But Prabhupada never. He knew I would chastise me.
Yeah.
Even now, he just chastised me at the opposite.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
His birthday, you can put the bar in front. First time birthday.